Well, welcome to Kingdom Matters with Bill and Toni Clark. We're here on this special day to share a little bit about autism. This is Autism Awareness Month, and just for general definition of it, it's neurodevelopmental condition affecting people, how people communicate and perceive things, and the various challenges. So we want to do our part and share a little bit with you, bring awareness, something that affects everyone. Every family is affected by it. And so how to rise above and how to navigate the challenges that come up. And so we are here today with a guest, and she will take us further. Bill, would you?
Yeah. So again, welcome everyone. We're just so grateful that you would drop it. This is important. April is Autism Awareness Month, and we, as Toni said, have again, as you can see, not just as she said, but as you can see, we have a guest with us, and this is a special young lady. She is our niece. She has been our niece all her life. We love her dearly. Tamara Jones. And Tamara is the mom of an autistic child. And so her son, AJ, and we'll get in, and then Tamara can better introduce you to AJ and that. But she's done such a great job with him and for him, and not just with and for him, but for others. And this is what we want to take a few minutes and talk about. You know, again, April is Autism Awareness Month, and there are people all over whose lives have been touched and altered by autism. And it's not just in sacred and or ministerial spaces, but in the marketplace. And so as leaders, we have a duty and a responsibility, one, to be aware, right? And then to be a resource. I just don't want to be aware. I want to be a resource, right? And so, you know, hopefully by the end of this video, you will be armed with some knowledge and some awareness, and you can direct people and absolutely be a resource for them. So, Tamara, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
It's good to have you with us. I want to jump right in because there's a lot to talk about, more to talk about than we have time to do it in. But I want to jump right in. So Tamara, if you will, just take us back to when you began to realize that AJ, he experienced the world differently than AJ has an older brother.
Yes.
Yeah. So you realize that he experienced the world differently, and you know, what did that moment, you know, what was that moment like for you when that realization set in? And I know it wasn't just a moment; it was several, right? They elongated moments.
Well, absolutely. First and foremost, I noticed it with AJ roughly about 6 months. And how I noticed that so is because at that age, they're able to eat, you know, purees and things like that. And anytime I will put the spoon to his mouth, it will literally, he'll just open up his mouth just a little bit and it would naturally like push out. He would not consume it. Most kids like the rice and the formula. He noticed it right away, would not take the milk. And I was, you know, the doctor, no more concerns. Hey, you know, he's not eating. And of course, with them, he's fine. He's growing. All is well. No longer have to listen to me. And then about the time he was 1 year old, a lot of things started happening more. So now I'm noticing he's delayed in speech. His interaction with people, not making eye contact. And he was very particular. He didn't play with toys the correct way, like the toy was actually designed. He was very picky on colors. His blocks, he would only play with the blue and green blocks. The other blocks had to stay to the other side, and then he would line his toys up. No one touched him. Like, he was really particular. Even when you would call his name, he would not respond. There was times where he used to like to spin around. He looked off into space a lot. And I was just like, okay, you know what? It's wrong. Something is wrong. And no one wanted to listen to me. And that was the most frustrating because, okay, no, I'm no doctor, right? I don't know the correct terms
Right.
or the language to use. And it got to the point where, like, okay, you know what? I'm reaching out and I found a person.
It's you're sharing this, and we're having a conversation. You're eavesdropping, okay? So pick up glean what you can.
And we're learning as well.
Absolutely. But I'm listening to you, and I'm thinking, God knows what He's doing, because for a mom, there is something by design that God puts into a mom where she knows, what do you call it, mother wit, the mom's intuition, you call it whatever. I call it divine, where even, just a few months into his life, you recognize something's off kilter here. Something's not correct. And moms are relentless, because
Which is
Yes.
great.
you have to be, right? As a mom, you better be as a mom, because if a child has a chief and a primary advocate, more often than not, it's mom.
Yes.
It's mom. It's mom. Yeah. What do you got, babe? What do you got?
Here we have a question for you, to help us understand better what it means for your child being nonverbal, because you went through the process, finally got some people to pay attention and to really focus on him and look at what's different here, how he's not developing in certain areas the way the normal, as you would say, your first child did, and they started paying attention. So what are some things that you recognized or was able to do in that area? Now that you know there's something going on, what was some of your next step in this process?
Well, my next step was obviously starting with not comparing. Okay? My children are a 10-year gap. So I did kind of feel like a new mom for one, but I could not hold them to the same standards and progress as Zachariah.
Yeah.
So that was first and foremost. And the second thing is I had to understand that being nonverbal doesn't mean AJ doesn't have a voice. It truly means that his form of communication is just going to look different. So what that entitled means, it slowed me down as a mom. Definitely helped me develop patience.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
And I had to become in tune with him. I had to pay attention to him, his body language, his adjustments, or things that does make him happy, things that he doesn't like. Like I literally, me and him had to become one, if that makes sense.
Because he was speaking, and so you had to learn his language.
His language. That's good. Yeah.
And I mean, now we have definitely made progress. He's 5, so after a year and a half, we finally have his communication device.
Good.
So he's working that. He knows how to like press the cues, but now I'm teaching him how to actually develop full sentences using it. And he does say words now, and especially if he is upset, that's what he talks about. It's surprising. He finds that voice when to say no, or when he wants to advocate for himself.
Yeah.
The words come out.
Yeah.
And I've been teaching myself sign language because to school they didn't want to teach him that before. They had their reasons. I didn't agree, but now that he's able to connect the dots, I make him say, "Okay, thank you, please. If you want more," he'll go more. This is milk, and you go like this real fast, like, "Please hurry up, give me some yourself." We are definitely making strides and progress, and I believe that in the end, he will talk more.
In the end, yes. Overcome some of those challenges or learn. We're all different. And so recognizing that difference there, and okay, how do we help him be more effective in his communication? Yeah. How do we help him? How do you as his mom, and not just his mom, because you had to get everybody involved in that,
right,
to help him so that he is not frustrated. And his point, you said he has a voice, and you're helping get that out there. But there are other children like that. And so what I we'll talk about it closer near the end, but you are not just the things you are learning, you're willing to share with others that are walking this out. This wealth of information that you had to struggle to gain and glean from, you're sharing it with others so that they can know that they
So
can
critical.
overcome. They can go forward and help their child. So I think that's a beautiful thing. That's a
really-
gift.
Yeah, that is a gift. I appreciate the fact that, you know, you have your immediate circle, your family, and then you have your extended family, and you have been careful and mindful. Maybe the word I really want to use is intentional about including us in AJ's process, right? This is what works for him. This doesn't work for him. I can remember when he was a little guy, and there wasn't a lot of people could hold him or pick him up, but for whatever reason, I could pick him up, I could hold him. It's about all I could do with him. But step by step, as you are becoming more aware and more educated, more, I want to use this word, and I'm using it intentionally, more literate in how he communicates. You're bringing literacy to us so that we in turn can communicate with him. And it's just been a marvelous thing to watch. And that's been great. So what is something you wish more people really understood about children with autism and about families walking this journey every day? What do you?
Well,
Yeah.
I would love for everyone to understand that autism is not a one size fits all. Okay? Each child is different, so that family's journey will be different.
Yeah.
When you look at the spectrum, it's a variety. And even when I started looking at it, I started questioning myself, well, am I on the spectrum too? It's so many different things, there's so many different avenues. And I feel like if people have more of an open mind to that actual individual child, then you will be a great support to that family, because everyone is different. Like Amir, he doesn't have the behavioral side. So he is more calm and reserved and laid back. Where some people are like, well, he can't have autism. I'm like, no, he is. He's been evaluated.
Yeah.
He's been diagnosed. So I wish people would truly understand that and then not be so judgmental about it, because some kids, they may have meltdowns. Like Amir, for an example, he loves music. So when we go to church, he loves praise and worship. He loves instruments. He loves it. But the moment the person get up and get that microphone, it's too loud for him. So then that's when I had to give him his headphones and things like that. So where some children, it may be the complete opposite.
Yes. Yeah.
So I really want people to just be more understanding. And if you haven't walked the walk, be careful what advice you give to a parent, because sometimes that can do more damage than good.
Yeah.
And I'm advocating and pushing it out more out there, because I felt so alone between fighting. Because you have to think about it, as a parent, you are already going through your own things mentally, emotionally, because now you're wondering, okay, what did I do? Is it something I did, or whatever the case may be? You go through those emotions. Then you constantly have to fight and deal with your child on a daily to figure out their schedule, their routine, what works and don't work. And then after that, outside of your home, you're fighting systems. You're advocating, because unfortunately, for where we're at in Western New York, is not that many certified teachers or therapists.
Okay.
Because since 2020, it has increased with the children. So you're on the waiting list. They discourage you from a lot of things too. And if you don't know or how to find and fight and advocate, it can be really scary or overwhelming, and it may cause the parents to actually shut down, like, okay, you know what, I'm done. So I just feel like if people just be more patient, be kind, be understanding, and if anything, if you see a parent that's in need, sit and listen to their concerns, and then see exactly how you can direct them. and because they need that mental and emotional support as well.
Okay. So those are ways to truly support the parents. We didn't get a chance to talk a lot about her process, but she shared with us, Tamara has shared with us some of the challenges as a mother. She mentioned them here, but there are times when you really are overwhelmed, and she kind of talked about that with us. And so you as a parent, or those you may be serving, leaders you may be serving, families that at times are overwhelmed. And so a big piece of what she said is listening. We may not have the answers, but maybe we're just listening. And then she has a foundation, and there are others out there that can direct to the proper places to get help and support for these families. But it's not just a one-day thing. We're here one day. Take us some time to make you aware. But they deal with this every day, all day.
They're
And
living it.
they're living it out on so many levels.
Wow.
But supporting and encouraging. And we can't speak to what we don't understand, but we know how to practice, as your mom would say, presence. Practice presence.
The ministry of presence.
The ministry
right.
of presence.
Yeah.
We could do that.
Yeah. And sometimes that does more than anything we could say.
Yes.
And when you're not literate in the issue, and you want to talk, the likelihood of saying something incorrect is pretty high, right? But just to be there and be supportive, and say, hey, I'm limited in my capacity and my ability to help you here, but whatever I can do, I am willing to do. And again, as leaders, and whether you're leading in ministry in sacred spaces, or you're leading in the marketplace, I guarantee you there are a countless number of people around us who are navigating this type of terrain, and we may not even know it. And just being aware can make a huge difference in someone else's journey. So that is a critical piece. So now Tamara, you mentioned you're an advocate, and you not just for AJ. You're an advocate for moms and children who are navigating autism. What are some of the means and the mechanisms and the methods of advocacy that may be out there, but even then more specifically, what are you doing? We want to be aware of what you're doing. We want to you're our point of entry now. You're our connection. And how can we come alongside you? How can we support? How can we be there to assist you in the work you're doing?
So tell us a little bit about your foundation.
That's good. Yeah.
Yes. So because of this journey, and I realized how alone I felt. There are plenty of autism, organizations, things like that, but majority of them cater to the children, their needs and their services. Okay. So making sure the children get the services, or when they will get the services, is not really the problem here. So that's why I started AJ Strides for a Change Inc. organization. It is to help empower the families, bridge the gap, and inspire change. And what that means is I'm here to help support the parents. The parents who may be walking this journey alone, the parents who may okay, I did an evaluation, I have the diagnosis, but what's the next step? What do I do next?
Right.
And because of the age of the child, that also determines what direction you will go. Because they're off school, then you have to go through the school district to get certain things. If they're not, then there's things that they can get at a certain age for free before, things change. So it's just about knowing how and who to go to. So what I've been doing is I've been obviously, doing a lot of networking, but also the people who I refer are people or organizations that I actually personally work with.
Okay.
That, work well with myself. They was understanding. They was great with Amir, because, I always say celebrate the big victory, the little victories, because they add up. But Amir is now finally eating tortilla chips and French fries.
We'll take that.
So-
Great.
And he has a showing and following specialist.
Okay.
And she's phenomenal.
Wow.
And it's, I laugh because, my God, you're just so amazing, because she was the person that I went to that did the first evaluation when he was born.
Wow.
And she's like, I remember, I always wondered about him. And she's like, yes, I'll take you. I said, God, what are you doing? You're setting it up. So it's just like, they're Oshai children, like we go there for his ABA services. It's a line, should I say, of stages that you have to do. And then it also too depends on how, where your child is at on the spectrum.
Yeah.
So pretty much I offer workshops. I help them and I connect them to the resources. So it's kind of like, once I meet with the parent, we talk based on what they're telling me. Then I'm like, okay, well, let's connect you to, here's this resource, here's that, and kind of help them. And then if they need a moment, because I'm thinking about also forming a support circle as well, starting that next year, because some parents, sometimes they just need to get out, sit and talk and share. And then sometimes too, that's how I learn too from other parents. Like I listen to the different techniques and things that they've done. And some things may not work for me. But some things I'm like, oh, thank you for that idea. I'm going to try it. Because Amir, I got him this little spin circle. I saw it on TikTok. And I'm like, well, let me see if that's going to work. And he loves it. Sets on it. It comes in now. He loves tents. He has a tent. When he goes in that tent, no one else is allowed in his tent. It's quiet time. He takes his books in there and his stuffed animals. And so sometimes, just communicating with another parent, sharing ideas or your stories and things that you went through, it does help other people. And then sometimes you have some parents too that are in denial. And sometimes you have to work them through those emotions. Forgive yourself. It's not like God gave you that child for a reason. And that's one thing I had to understand, because I went through that. And it took me one time when I was at church and I went up there for prayer, and God had, listen, release it. It's not your fault. There's nothing you could have done. This is
what it is.
And I'm doing it for a reason. Watch what, and it does. Like I always say, I am a great mom, but if you talk about the mom for AJ, it's completely different for the mom of Zachariah. So I'm definitely more mature. I'm more patient than ever. I have learned, and it slowed me down, and God showed me my voice more. He showed me what I'm called to do. It gave me purpose.
Wow.
So I feel like everything happens for a reason. And I always think like this is not mine. Although he's using me and it's my face, these are his ideas. This is what he wants me to do.
You're the best.
Yes. And I'm just like, okay, God, whatever it is you want me to do, that's what I'm willing to do.
Wow.
And so,
Go ahead.
just you're experiencing the grace of God
That's-
as you walk
that's
through
rich.
the
That's
grace of God, helping you to do what you could not do.
Yeah.
And that's what we lean on, His grace in every area of our lives. But you're seeing it through walking this out with AJ.
Yes.
There's a biblical parallel that I wanna make, and it's just food for thought. Moses spent 40 years in the King James version of the Bible. It says on the backside of the desert, and felt like he was lost as a ball in high weeds. Just what am I doing here? Whatever the case may be. But then the call of God came on his life to lead Israel out of Egypt through the desert of all places. And so, you have gone through what you've gone through,
And still,
and still going through, still learning, still navigating. But part of your assignment is to help lead people through the desert of autism. And so that is a powerful thing. I hear you. I hear your voice. I hear your strength. I hear your insight. And those things are only gained through experience and experiences, and then your willingness to to share. The Bible says that, I think it's Matthew 10:8, freely we have received, freely give. And you're giving, and we're excited about that. So, website, do you have a website? Where can people reach you and touch base with, what is it, advocate, what is it for the foundation?
So AJ Strides for
AJ
Change.
Strides for Change. Where can we contact you? Where can people learn more about all of this?
So feel free to visit our website at www.ajstridesforchange.com. You can also reach me by phone at 716-235-9902. In a few months, we have a fundraiser coming up. And then also in July, we are doing our first annual Autism Awareness event. And I'm so excited.
That's exciting.
It will be a free event. And we will have a panel where we will have professionals, doctors, therapists there, and then also a lot of other different organizations, because I want the parents to ask questions, hear from the professionals, and also go to resources that are there that you can automatically link up with. Of course, there will be food and like refreshments and things like that, some giveaways, but that would be July 26th, and our fundraiser would be June 14th of this year. So we're excited. We're preparing. Everything is on our website, our upcoming workshops. If you are willing, because this is a nonprofit organization, so if you are willing to partner with me, join me, there is a donation tab on our website. Feel free to make a donation. There's no little amount. There's nothing like
That's right.
Yes, it all helps and
That's
it
right.
adds up, because I want to continue to empower our families. I want to continue to provide the workshops for the people in our community, and just to actually continue to inform, because even not only the community, but you also have the churches, and then you also have which just dropped in me like a couple of days ago, the law enforcement. That's another big thing.
Sure.
And I feel like we all just have to come together as a community to help to be informed. So therefore, we're not escalating situations, we're not judging, but everyone is willing to support it. I cannot have done this, of course, without God, but also with the support of my family. Like, this does take a village. There's no parent that can do this alone. I'm grateful for my family and my
That's good.
support, because when I am weak, they're able to come in. Rather, they have to pour into me, pray for me, cover me, or give me ideas, or even sometimes just a break, because the majority of the time when you have an autistic child, it's very hard to find a babysitter. So you may not even as a parent trust any and everyone.
Right.
So be that support. If you know someone or have someone in your family, just ask them, what is it that you need me to do? And I'm grateful that my family, that's what they all said. They just asked, Tamara, what do I need to do? And I taught them, and they have been by my side ever since. And AJ is loving on everyone. He's giving out hugs now. He's giving you cheap for the kids.
long way.
Yeah, he just came a long way.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not
amazing.
personal at all, but
But you've helped.
yes, and it's definitely, it's a blessing to see. I've asked God to show me the evidence, because at times it is hard. At times I have cried out,
Right.
why me? Why I have to go through this? Why sometimes he definitely tell you it's not about you. And I said, okay, God, just show me the evidence, so I know that I'm doing what I'm doing is right. It's going to be a blessing to him, because I don't want my child to be labeled. I want him to have a successful future, education, and everything. And people have to understand too, autistic children, they are very smart. We call them their superhero powers.
Yeah.
And Amir has definitely shocked me, and calling his name, he knows how to write it. And that's because I pushed for that. He's been in school since he was 3. He's in kindergarten, and he's not mine.
And she's been able to, with all the support, and definitely God, tapping into that area, figuring out what is that his superpower, and tapping into that area. And so that's beautiful. Your compassion and your passion in this, and it is not selfish. it's like, okay, I went through this, I got this, and I'm going to share it with you. So that is the way of the kingdom of God, isn't it?
So
What you got good you want to share. So as we close out, anything else you want to say as we wrap this up? Okay. But remember to visit the website. And she told us about some important things coming up, immediate things. So check it out on the website, ajstrivesforchange.com.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So good to have you with us. So good to bring this information to you.
Yes.
Listen, and if it doesn't, if you can't see in your immediate orb where this affects you, I ask you to look just one more ring out, and I promise you there will be someone there who this affects. Please point them to the recording. Remember, AJ Strives for Change. There's help there. There are people who are advocating for both parent and child, and we're glad to bring you this information. Listen, until we are together again, be blessed. We love you, and we will see you soon.